Who can remember which way to go? Anyway, according to the map, she starts off at York University. This is the day before she goes missing. So I presume this is the route she takes. Now, back then, the buildings may have been different because it was 2009, I don't know what was here back then. I've been told some of the buildings are new since then. It's literally not the most exciting video, but I just thought I'd do it live. Someone might be interested. Something to do in it, just to chat and walk. It's cold.
Yeah, they used to see that.
It's just like, are you kidding me? I have to print out some papers.
Well, we're just at York Uni, we're walking back. I don't fully remember if I'm going the right direction. I can roughly remember. I'll see if I get lost. I might have to disconnect the phone if I do and GPS it. Everything's going off. Run away. So Says transmission bad again. Thought it'd been alright out here, but didn't help. If the transmission stays bad, I'll disconnect. I'm hoping it improves once we get onto the main road. We're a bit in the countryside here, I think.
Yeah. That seems like such a long way around just to get pizza. So that's why it was weird. But like, if you're not there, then
Hi there, we're just I'm just thought I'd try doing it live. I've already filmed it coming. Yes, I filmed this. The plan is, well, somebody pointed out I did the wrong route the other day. I just went the GPS route, but there's a proper route, that the official one, she's apparently gone down and she was spotted at. Oh, sorry, dog's just doing a tinkle. So rather than not doing anything, I thought I'd do it live. But I'm not sure if I can remember the route. Not still. Feels a little late than farther. At least it's not raining. It was sort of raining earlier. It said it'd be heavy, well, not heavy rain, but I think I've just managed to avoid it. I got caught out earlier for a minute or two, but been lucky. The sun's bright, so I don't know if that's going to flare all over the lens. At least now I'm coming into sort of this main building, the reception might improve. It was bad back there. It feels like I spend half my time in this place. About made more times than the students. It's Friday, I don't know if there's a service or something on, I'm not religious. Or is it a funeral? I don't know if it's a funeral or something. Yeah, the lenses, so I've got lens protections on as well, so the flare just goes wild every time the sun hits it. Then again, I think it's a bit arted, so electric car. Even if only one person's watching it. Something in there. Wonder what's down there. Hopefully it's not too shaky. I don't know if I got the settings on. Now, according to the map, I think this is the way she went. Oh, it's getting busy. I think people have finished uni now. Have you seen the videos we did of the pro-Palestinian campsite at York? It's just behind there. You know, where they pretended to be, I don't think they gave a hoot about Palestine or anything. Just something for them to do, I think. Might be wrong. But I never got the impression that they cared. They would just show it's easy. Turn up, wave a few flags, pretend. That's easy. I mean, they were saying, oh, we object to the union investing companies. I said, well, quit. And they told me to F off. I thought, yeah, you don't want to do the real stuff. If you have principles, you quit. That church. Now this is I'm a bit confused if I can remember how I did it. I didn't come down there. I might end up going the wrong way. How did I go left or right? That's the bit I can't remember. I'll see if I can recognise it. I think I came up this way, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Which way did I come? Oh, this is going to be annoying. Can I go that way? Or that? I think this is a way, to be honest. I think I remember that building, that tower. I don't know how it's far. On my way down, let's see. Yeah, I'll go this way. I can always turn back if I've gone wrong. It's a bit of a depressing walk, this, to me. Oh, it's starting to rain. I've been pretty lucky. I did I walk past that? I can't remember. I honestly don't know if I'm going the right direction here. Oh, raining. That's interesting, there's a post box there. Unless I've gone wrong. It's reported she posted a letter further down, so why didn't she post it here? I think I've got completely wrong. Oh dear. Hang on. I'll see if I can look it up without disconnecting. Let's have a look. One second. I don't know if the phone will cut off if I leave the app. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'll just see. The app's forcing me to go the other way, but listen, that wasn't the way she went. She goes this way according to the map. So ignore this bit. Unless I'm completely wrong. There for a second or not. There for a second or not. Because I had to click on the map app, but according to the news and everything, it's reported she goes down this road. It's also said it's about 40-minute walk, give or take.
In 1.7 miles, the destination is on your left.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Don't know if I got that correctly set up. I might have the wrong address in, but still. It's saying transmission week again. Ain't good, is it? Oh well, it was spitting for about a second or two, but it looks like it stopped. Like saying the reception's but okay again. I think the buildings don't help around here. Well, I've had enough today now anyway. Probably going pitch black when I get in.
That was, and that's where he's trained on.
It's a bit of a noise up there, it sounds like they're moving things. I think my dog's had enough as well. Oh yeah, there we go, they're moving stuff. Yeah, hi Gillian. I think it's just you and me, Gillian. Is it Gillian? My eyesight's bad, I should be wearing my glasses. I'm hoping I can get back before it starts to rain, unless I'm looking it's going to clear up. It's hard to tell. Ding, 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 ding. It's a bit space age. Probably 70s or 60s, I'm guessing. It's got a James Bond theme feel to that. Quite a nice design. If you like that sort of 70s James Bond baddie type feel. For anyone interested. It's very 70s here. Bet they end up pulling it down. Unless it's what do you call it? Where they're not allowed to. I like the design. Looks like some shops. Yeah, I think the dog's had enough. Come on, madam, it's not far. Come on, do you want a carrier? I can see my carrying you soon. Dun, 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 dun. Again, this is where the map seems to suggest you walk. I presume she'd come this way when she drove, because apparently she drove, but the car was in for repairs, so. You'd imagine lots of cars would have seen her that day. Look how busy it is. I know it's 5 AM, but I imagine that 5 AM or 5:30, it'd still be busy. People go to work early. But again, the question is, I think they might put out pictures of her with the wrong hair colour, according to her mum. Here we go. Right, we're going to but when I came I walked on the path, so I'm going to walk this way. So it's possible this was used as a shortcut. Bridge there. She might have stayed on the path there. Yeah, I think the reception's got a lot better now. I think now we're near the houses, reception should kick in. I think the trouble is, that uni grounds, it's sort of countryside, and they probably don't put all the masts up when it's quiet. Just have a look around. I thought that was student accommodation, but I think it must be still buildings. It's a big place, big campus. Not like the uni I went to, that was quite tiny. And I thought my uni were big. It's teeny weeny. Yeah, well, it's difficult to know. Now the question is, where was she at the night? Because now I went to film today. There's I forget what it's called. I mean, you got to remember that the police don't release all the details. There'll be a lot of info, a lot that the police have held back, such as who she were phoning, texting, etc. Plus, and I was looking at the news reports. It said that recently, maybe a few years ago, not that long ago, they said that the phone was on till 12:30 the next day, and then was turned off. And they don't think she did that. Now, I forget the name. I think it could be Montreal or something. The phone. It wasn't a fancy phone. It wasn't like a smartphone. It was a dumb phone, but it said, "Oh look, the hours the battery fully charged should last 10 days." And apparently she always kept it fully charged, and it was I think it was a USB charge, the old-fashioned USB. So in theory, even if she didn't have a charger with her, she should be able to charge it. Now, the question is, what happens between... You see, she speaks to... Right, according to the evidence, the CCTV of her down here the day before she disappears of the bridge. I get a bit confused which is which. And then there's and then it's like from then on, that's the last sighting. I think that's the last sighting. No, the shop I think has on CCTV. But then the question is, where does she go? Does she go home? Or does she go to one of her friends and stay there? Oh, it's raining now. And I'll put my phone under. I think I can keep it dry. That's the thing. I'm not sure the police have ever said she set off from home. She might have done. Hang on. It's raining. I'm hoping it'll just burn out. But she definitely phoned both her parents. I think they're split up. She'd have phoned her dad first, then mum around 8 PM. I think it was around then. Then there's a slight question. There's a text goes out, and the question is, did she send it? Because she normally puts an X at the end, and there wasn't. So apparently the police were suspicious of that. But it's not much after. So has she got a friend at her house? Or does she stay at somebody's house? Now remember, she has to get up at 5 sorry, for what time does she start? I think she starts at 5, or was it 6? It's really early in the morning, so she's going to have to be up very early. So I don't know if she goes to bed early. I mean, she might go about 9ish. Oh, police there. But I suspect very much the police know a lot more. I mean, you got to remember there's been many arrests. The trouble is, I think it'll all be what they've got is probably circumstantial. They haven't got the evidence. You know, I suspect she's texted people and phoned them. So, I mean, the police will know roughly where she's been for the last few weeks because of the phone records it, and it's fairly accurate to a few yards, a few metres. So they know exactly where she's been and where the phone was. I mean, the only thing they've put out, they haven't said where this phone was. Oddly, they haven't found it. Well, probably not oddly, but they say it was on, I think it was at 12:30 the day she disappeared, when they reported her missing. So it'd be interesting to know where the phone was. But again, I suspect they're not going to give out too much info in case someone has done something. I mean, it could be, she could still be alive. She could be, you know, maybe she's been involved in an accident, got run over, hit her head, anything. I mean, it's, I mean, there's also the strange one. There's a bloke who lives near her who knows her. He dies 3 weeks later, which is really strange. I think he was about 56. Then you've got her best mate who gets murdered a few years later. They live in lived, should I say, in Malton, which is basically, if you look, there's a bus that goes from, hold on, let me just, there's 2 buses, one that goes Leeds to Scarborough and one goes to Leeds to Whitby, and I think they both stop at her house. I might be wrong, but the bus route definitely goes past, I think. So, you know, were they involved? I mean, there's a lot of weird coincidences, and that's all. There probably are coincidences. Now we've just crossed over. See, this isn't the route I'd have taken, but I think it's a nicer route. It's the GPS took me a different route. That's why I thought that was correct until I looked when I got home and realised it was wrong, and people pointed it out to me. There's a few shots. You can see some of the CCTV. Has that got no? A couple of CCTV. I'll point them out. Now, if you look, this is a busy road now. I know it was, what, 5 AM or something. I can't remember if she had to be at work for 6 or 5. Did she start at 5? I can't remember. I'll have to check the times. But you'd think even early in the morning there'd be cars around seeing her. You think there'd be more? I think that's probably why she probably walked this way. Now, there is, and I forget if it was the next day, somebody thinks they've seen her. There's sort of 2 sightings. One on the bridge, I'll show you, and one at the uni, I remember, where she's having a ding-dong with somebody. And the interesting thing is, one sighting, it's a left-handed, someone smoking left-handed. And the thing is, in a car they found a cigarette butt. Now again, the chances are the police know who this is, so I mean, it might be just an innocent thing, or it might not be. I mean, you probably know, I don't know if they know who the cigarette butt belongs to in the car, but apparently she wasn't a smoker and she didn't like smokers. Well, didn't like people smoking around her. So there's all these weird things. It's like this weird web. And the trouble is, so many people have theories, which I don't think helps. I think a lot of them are nonsense. Just thought I'd show around. Well, at least I think we're halfway now. Now, I'm not sure if this is where the last CCTV is of it. It's a bit confusing. But there is definitely CCTV up there, so maybe that's the last one. There aren't that many shops I can see with CCTV. But they do quote some shops, and I'm not sure. Again, I have to keep going back when I get home and checking on everything. Cross-reference. I mean, you have to avoid all the fluff because everyone comes out with silly theories, which are probably nonsense. So I don't know if you can see above that red sign where it says, is it Alacan or something? Bagel, Bangle, Balter. The word Balter, if you look above, I don't know, there's a CCTV now. Don't know if that's what were the last one to pick her up. But you can see it's a busy road, so cars would have definitely been up and down. That's what we're on. Oh, is that it? I'm not sure what road that is. See, a lot of the problem is, well, if you call it a problem, is I suspect the police aren't releasing a lot of info. They normally don't. Again, I'm not sure if that's the last CCTV spot. I'd have to look at all the news articles again. I get a bit confused. There's so much that's happened over a couple of days. I mean, there's a podcast I was listening to. They said there was a woman in Wetherby on the middle of the road, I presume A1, looking distressed, but that was on the same day she was finished work, so that's unlikely, unless I don't think, I mean, after all we know, she was chatting to her mum and dad around 8 PM, I think. So if there's someone spotted on that road before then, it's unlikely to be her. And again, shouldn't apparently, I mean, you think if she was under any stress, upsetment, shouldn't be happily chatting to her mum and then dad, or dad then mum. Do you think they'd say, oh yeah, she was upset or something? So at that point, well, there's police cars everywhere. I didn't see any police yesterday. I've seen a lot today. I don't know if something has happened in the area. No, my luck, I'll get back and it'll say they've arrested the person after I've done all this. Strange. Seen quite a few police. So I don't know if something's going on in the area or if it's just a normal, maybe it's a Friday thing. Just stopping. Don't think that's anything. I can't remember if I passed it. I don't think I passed. Have I seen the post office? I'm not sure. It might be coming up. I'm confused where everything is. If we see a post office, we know where it is because we're not that far off now. Unless I've come the wrong way. Now there's a bridge I'm coming to. I think this is where the cyclist spotted somebody having a ding dong. Can't remember if it was on the day or the day after. The one where they described somebody smoking with using the left hand. Again, the police might know who it is. I think this is it we're coming up to. I don't know if it's an old railway line or something. Oh, mine's getting cold. Can you see? Hang on, I'll look over. There's that side and I'll go the other. I think this is, I might be wrong, but I think this is the bit, oh, getting me now, bit where the ding dong happens, where they're seen, but it might not have been her, might have been somebody else. I think this is where you see a picture of the police searching, but I could be wrong. I think this is like a community centre down there. Yeah. Then there's this church here. I mean, again, I think I'm going the right way, but I'll probably get back and find I've gone the wrong route. I mean, it could be some. I mean, the theory is, I think they're going by. I think they're thinking it's somebody she knew, but it might have been somebody, a complete stranger. That's if, you know, again, maybe she's been run over or something. I mean, I don't think that's likely, but you never know. I mean, maybe she had medical health conditions and collapse or something, although there's no suggestion of anything she was suffering from, but you never know. I mean, she appeared to be quite healthy, and if she walked this way, she presumably is healthy. And she's not that old. I mean, she's 30, isn't she? So she's not old. I mean, the only reason I'm doing this is I haven't actually seen any footage on the internet of the walk, which surprised me. I thought people had filmed it. I honestly don't know if I pass that post office. I'll have a look when I get in. My eyesight's terrible, to be fair. I mean, we don't, obviously, if this is the way, we don't know which side of the road she was on. I like blossom. They have like festivals in Japan for blossom. It's cheery. There we go. I think that's the thing about this time of year. I like the blossom and the spring bulbs. Oh look, they're coming through now. God dear. I'm not sure they're coming through early. Right, they are cheery. I can't remember if it was Harrogate when I was a kid. There was one place my nan took me, and it was like the whole place was just full of all these bulbs. And this day I can't remember where it was, so I'm guessing they still do it up nice. Got the worst memory. Might be nowhere near Harrogate. More blossom. I mean, I think it's in the next couple of days. I mean, I did think, was it, part of me wondered, with it being so close to St. Patrick's Day, was somebody drunk and got in a car and run her over or something. But I think that was a couple of days before then, so that's unlikely. But I mean, I don't think there is a chance she was, but you never know. I'm guessing it was dark then, or not so bright, but might have been. I mean, the road's plenty wide enough. As I say, I'd imagine this was, at that time of day, quite busy, so I'm surprised there weren't more sightings. You think there'd be hundreds? I can't remember if CC cameras had dash cams back then. If they were a thing. I mean, these days everyone's got them, but I can't remember if 2009. I mean, it could have been a whole different, just them few years made the difference, because you think lots of people would have CC. I mean, these days everyone would have camera footage on their house, as well as dash cam footage. I mean, that's why I find it. What is that? I mean, if somebody has done harm to her, moving her would be almost impossible without being seen these days, even in 2009. I mean, perhaps early in the morning. See, again, there's footage of somebody apparently going around a street, but there's a theory it's that bloke who owns 2 houses. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. And he disappears for a minute. Now I went round there. I'll see if we've got reception. I'll try and do it again on this. I'll show you. If I remember, I filmed it anyway. It's kind of weird. I think we're getting close. I don't know how far we are off the end of the road now, and then we turn right. So again, this isn't the way I went the other day, but I think he said there was a taxi driver. He said this is the way it'd go. Now I know she drove, so I mean, it could be this is just a nicer route. She might have felt safer, whatever, or it's just habit if she drove this way. But I'm guessing she probably did drive. If she could park at the unit, she probably did drive this way, to be fair, I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know where she parked, but again, the car was which has somebody damaged it on purpose. I mean, you could, you know, there was that thought, is that another police car? Look, there's loads of them. It's very strange. Are we getting stopped? No, I thought I was wondering what I was up to. Kind of strange, there's quite a few police cars. Reception's bad again. I don't know if you can hear me because it's saying I get this transmission is unstable due to weak network connection. So if it disconnects, that's why. But you think it'd be quite good round here. Hopefully it'll improve once we come out of the buildings. Sometimes when you play it back, it's dreadful when you look at the live. It's a frustrating thing, that, but there's plenty of churches around here. That's a nice looking. I'm not religious or anything, but it looks fancy. There's a brickwork on that. There's one as you leave York. I'll have to try and find it again. It's really fancy. It don't look like any sort of church you've ever seen. Oh, it says it's back again. Good. Well, it's now saying that I've got that horrible thing off now. Now, if I remember, oh, actually, no, this is it. I don't turn off. I think this road takes us straight there, which is weird. That's probably another reason she's on it. So I think we go straight up. In fact, are we here? Oh, we are. So it's not that far. Once you pass the unit, maybe that's why she's done it. You see there, that's we're closer than I thought. This is where she lives, basically. You see, when I first read about this, I just thought she'd walked, left the house, her work was like 10 minutes away, and something happened. But the more you read, I think it was pretty misleading, which might have made it so that people weren't very good witnesses. I mean, what I read and the sort of what you read now, so different. To the point I think they might have stuffed up the right, here we go, we're getting close now. This is where it gets a bit creepy. I have to be careful now. I didn't realise how close I was. Right, we'll cross over. Right, if you look down there, I filmed it. I won't go now because I don't think I got much battery. I've already filmed it, so I'll upload the footage. Down there is where the bloke who's 3 weeks after she dies himself. Apparently natural causes. I think he was 56. It's sort of a bit creepy now. I guess they're not watching it, otherwise I reckon they'd come out and whinge, but you know, we're coming down to hers and the pub, and it does give you a bit of a creepy vibe. The thing is, everyone will know what I'm up to filming because I bet people have come down a lot, but I might be wrong. Right. Here's that pub. Now, this is where 4 people apparently were arrested, and there's some suggestion this is connected. Oh, hang on. Right. Look at that, somebody's there. Hang on, I'm going to have to be careful. A weird feeling.
Arrived.
Right, this is her house. Which one is it? Oops, this. I'm sure that's it, 46. Boom, 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 boom. That's apparently hers. The reports say the mum keeps the curtains closed. Well, they were open, weren't they? And people have said, which I don't know if it's true, they've seen somebody coming and going. I mean, I think that's the other thing. I think people do have access to a house, the door. I don't know if her mum's changed the locks, but I'd have changed the locks just in case. But I think when her dad came, right, this is where it gets weird. Right, if you look at that footage, which is like yellow and murky, of somebody walking around, this is where it looks like it's from. Can you see there's a CCTV up there? Right, that looks, I presume that's the camera, so we're looking this way. Boom. So if you can see, if you look at the CCTV, if you look at that footage, that looks like the angle. And people, I think, don't come. They reckon somebody stood there and stood there. I don't think it, but you never know. But this is, now he disappears for a minute. You see him walking down here. Right, time it. Where does it go? Now apparently he's got 2 properties somewhere. I don't know if they're here. I mean, he could have gone behind there, but Now this is where it gets a bit strange. I think that's student accommodation. So I don't know which he owned. But again, that's a mystery thing, isn't it? How he's died, you know. Apparently it was just normal, natural. Now this is where it gets weird. This is behind the pub. And that's their house there. See what I mean? It's a bit creepy, isn't it? Now, of course, things will look different in 2009. I don't really want to hang about too long, it's creepy. But I wasn't expecting it to look like this behind. Now again, looks good. People are looking. I don't want to be spotted. I won't talk a minute because it's creepy. I don't want people cutting on. I've not entered the building, so I haven't broken any trespassing. I just put the phone round. Right, let's get out of here. I don't like it. Well, that's weird. I don't know if you saw that. Somebody walking by that gate fence with a dog. And it didn't look like it was friendly. Not, I mean, the dog. I don't mean the dog that didn't look friendly. Now we've got to walk past. I ain't going to look forward to this. It's creepy. I'm not sure I want to come back again. I walked the other side just in case. It was just strange how he came up like that. Very strange. That's a good thing about doing this live. If anything does happen to me and they try and grab the camera, it's too late. Let's see if we see somebody coming out. Again, that's a house. Say something, I don't feel a bit uneasy. everyone's following us. Very, very uneasy. Right. I'm glad that's done. Right. I thought I'd show you guys behind that pub. Just keep an eye. I'm going to disconnect it in a minute because just in case anyone flicks it on, I don't want them working out where I am. You just don't know. It is a bit. There's something slightly uneasy about being around that pub, to be honest. I mean, it could be an instant, it could have just been my imagination, but I didn't like how he came up to the fence. That was a bit weird. I don't know if it got picked up on the camera. Hang on. I'm just trying to cross over here. You never know. Let's go, just in case. Right, I'm going to disconnect now because just in case anything happens. If I start getting fogged, I'll flick it back on. Alright then. Hope that was alright. It was just interesting.